Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. My name is Coda. Channel's name is Amazing ATS, and I am not going to beat around the bush. Yes, I have a clickbait title up there last stream, but it is not what you guys think, and I will get into that here a little bit more later on. Right now, we are sitting here down in San Diego. We have the Freightliner Argosy out, and we have the Wiener Wagon, otherwise known as Werner. We're sitting at the 42 print, first load, empty bottles, going over to Darshal Uzal there in San Simon, Arizona. Junior, what is up? Great to see you. And the reason for that? My brother was home last week, so I really was extremely busy. It was not work. Sparko, what is up? So without any further waiting, guys, we're gonna get climbed into the Argosy, get the good old Detroit Series 60 fired up, and get moving on down the road. Hey LeVar, what's up? Great to see ya. Alright, once we get out onto Interstate 8, I will let you know why last stream is up there on the stream title today. Oh, don't worry, just, I'm not going anywhere, guys. I actually, with as little as I've been streaming lately, I've actually now a little bit refreshed, so hopefully we'll get back into a more regular stream schedule. I was just getting burned out a little bit, but let me get up here to Interstate 8, and I will tell you what that last stream is all about. Yes, and actually had a couple of questions answered, which I so did not think was going to happen. Yes, and I am hoping with that Washington trailer that the container that was being lifted off a trailer, that is actually going to happen instead of just being in there for promo purposes. Yeah, but the anniversary stream yesterday from Pavel and Andre was in there. He was one of the lead designers, along with someone else. Pretty much, we've got a confirmation of the Lone Star, but we already knew that was coming. But it was promised to be released this year. Not so much on the Cascadia. They did confirm a second truck, though, and more than likely that is what it is. Washington was confirmed, of course. And then they gave us a very big hint of the second state that may be released this year. They don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. They mentioned Red Rocks, and pretty much that is Monument Valley in Utah. Venka, how's it going? LeVar, I am not, just in the base map today. Since we are pretty much running a company truck, we are at 515 horsepower on the Series 60. We are in the Freightliner Argosy today, and give me 1 second here, guys, and I will explain what last stream means. Alright, so I'll be quite honest. I did put clickbait title in there, and let's get through this way station here first, since I'm going to need one hand on the wheel and another holding my push to talk button here. right now, none there at all, Junior. I'm running until Real Company Logo 3D gets updated. I am just going to be using the base companies. Right now we are in good old California. I am doing good, George. How about you? Alright, so if you guys hear me, actually I will be able to do this. Now, what last stream means is, if you look below in the video description, you see my hardware. Well, needless to say, today, I spent $400 of my own money. The T150 is going bye-bye. I did not buy a Logitech, but what I did buy is the following. The Thrustmaster TX wheel servo base for the Xbox One. And then also, since they don't have a truck rim, I went with the Ferrari F99XX wheel rim at 11.8 inches wrapped in Alcantara. So that's the largest rim that I could find that would fit on that TX base, and both of those are arriving tomorrow. So there is the news. Oh yeah, Utah is going to get rid of a lot of corridor driving. And then 134, which is nearly done in beta testing internally, that's basically a maintenance update from what Pavel said. So that's going to be mostly bug fixes, really not much in the way of features. However, starting with version 1.35, which he had mentioned is going to be around the end of spring, DX11 is going to start coming into the game. So what does that mean? You're not going to see a whole lot at first. And really, we're not going to see a whole lot until they get rid of single core processing for the game. But what should happen is we'll get better anti-aliasing and more of our graphics card being used. Yeah, so at least my equipment is getting a very huge upgrade. I am quite happy with that. Oh, and the postal service in my area absolutely sucks. But I will be streaming tomorrow. More than likely not at the time of today, because I do need to get the wheelbase set up and get everything all set up on. I'll probably do a couple of short runs on it just to see if I need to adjust any of my force feedback settings. Anti-aliasing is getting rid of the jaggies in the game. So if you notice you've got jaggies around wheels and like that, anti-aliasing actually smooths that out and makes them look round. I don't use it because it is such a tax on the graphics. DX11 will ease some of that taxing. Oh, we got Werner on the truck today. I've got my detours down at 1, and I've noticed it's mostly detours on exit ramps, not on the interstates themselves, to where you wouldn't be able to get around. Yeah, basically I'm not using train horns on this because we are in a company truck. Well, pretty much once Washington is done, there's only one direction to go for the time being from what Pavel said, and that is east. Hey, Envious, what's going on today? Great to see ya. I mean, I'm up. I just explained what that title is about, so you might not be able to get to it, Envious. But what it is, getting my wheel setup upgraded tomorrow. I went with the Thrustmaster TX base and got myself a Ferrari 599 rim with Alcantara on it. Oh, the AI is being massively stupid because it's raining. Hey, Sandra, how's it going? Long time no see. Oh, you're definitely not going to see much here in the middle of the night. Now, one thing with this truck is I am running side skirts on this. I cannot remove those lights. So, granted, these Werner trucks, they never ran lights along the side skirts. No, actually, Idaho is next to Washington, but we are not going to be getting Idaho this year. Now, there's a possibility of a third state. 9 times out of 10, I don't think we're going to see it. I'll let you know tomorrow, Envious, if you join in on the stream. And yes, these trucks are limited in real life. I am not running a speed limiter, but I'm going to try to keep things 68 miles an hour and under. That is quite true, George, unless you're talking about TMC, Too Much Chrome. They literally do deck their trucks out for the drivers. I've only got one camera sparkle and it does point towards the shifter and the button box. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy another one to have it pointing at the wheel yet or not. With the way my setup is, I've got room on the desk but nothing on the side or behind me to mount a camera to. Somebody was getting a little wet there. more than likely we won't get Idaho and Montana at the same time, or because the problem with that is SCS has stated previously that working on adjacent states can cause sector issues with the map, so we probably won't see adjacent states. This year, I'm going to say Washington and Utah definitely. Next year, I'm going to take a good guess. We might get either Colorado to get rid of more of the L, as I do see Texas arriving next year. Hey Thomas, how's it going today? And one thing with the Lone Star, I did read the forums today. The model that was in the 2016 licensing blog, that has been scrapped. The Lone Star that we are going to be getting will be up to the quality of the new Scania R and S's that were released last year for ETS2. So it's not going to be an older cheesy model like the Volvo. It's going to be brand spanking new, all new technology. And I cannot wait for the modders to get a hold of it. It is going to be amazing. And what the problem with the game, George, is the jake is either on or off. There's no cylinder select. Oh yeah, the picture of the Lone Star even showed a shifter in the cab. Is that going to be animated? Don't know. I mean, they won't be able to make it like you're running in 18 or whatnot. I don't believe that kind of technology is available as of yet. I mean, but definitely running a automatic, or excuse me, running a manual but having a truck that looks like an automatic, it looks a little weird. Well, the one city that we're guaranteed in Texas is going to be the capital. I'm going to say 99% sure we are going to get the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We'll get Houston. We might get Brownsville, which is all the way down. Definitely, I'm going to say El Paso. Abilene, more than likely. Probably not, George. It was mentioned again that they do plan on revisiting the older states, so of course that's Arizona, California, and Nevada. But one thing I would really love to see that would help tremendously is just one update for the signage, and that would be it. I mean, you can throw other bug fixes and whatnot in there, but the signage, at least in the base game, does need to be improved. I mean, bit by bit, we will eventually get there, but that's going to be in every single update. it was also mentioned for special transport about rocket parts. I mean, we've got Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. I mean, they're definitely looking at adding more cargos. Hey Jesse, we are currently on our way to Tucson. That was discussed yesterday also, was getting livestock trailers. In ETS2 already has them, but how they're going to work in ATS, no one knows as of yet, but it was mentioned that is something that SCS wants to do. Again, no promises made on that because they don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. No, we are not getting another rescale. They made the game at 135. They did admit that mistake, that it should have been at 120 from the start. Now, rest areas are at a 1-to-1 scale on the interstates. I mean, the cities, I wouldn't mind seeing those at like maybe 1/5. I have heard about Alaskan Truck Simulator, not even gonna buy it. Oh, if we thought 2018 was great for releases, this year is gonna be even better. And then from pretty much here on out, I mean, we're gonna be getting at least 2 maps a year from here on out, with the exception of maybe when they do Texas, as I definitely can see 2 teams working on that just due to the size of the state. And if anybody you know who does not have American Truck Simulator, right now you can get the base game, Special Transport, Heavy Haul, I think one of the paint packs, the steering creations, the wheel rim pack, along with the base game, right under 27 bucks. That is a hell of a steal for the anniversary bundle. And if they just wanted to buy the base game, the Steam Lunar Sale is going on, $5. Oh, that's very true, George. And a lot of people tend to forget that the West Coast is filled with the largest states in the United States. Once you get to the smaller states, I can see, especially here in where I live in the Northeast, I see bundles coming. It's the only proper way to do that, I would think. Well, I think first what we need to see, LeVar, is how are they going to deal with the no DLC dependency? So someone who only has California, Arizona, and Nevada, and they buy Washington, how are they going to get up to Washington? Is it going to be a rail system? Is it going to be a ferry? I mean, that's the question that I want to see answered first. said we were going to Tucson, Jesse. We're actually going to Sierra Vista. Pavel brought that up yesterday also, so good point, George, is when ETS first started, the companies really didn't know, so of course they went with Valiant and things like that, and that did cause them some issues. Here in the United States, truck developers are aware of SCS, and I think the problem was at first is what they did with ETS2, they didn't want their brands in the game under a fake name. So I think they were very leery. And last year we did, and I'm going to tack onto that here a little bit, we did get a trailer license signed last year. There is a small team that is working on that trailer. Hopefully we'll be ready for release sometime later this year. And you would imagine a ferry for water, but I would see more of a rail system being used, LeVar, which you have going out of the UK. We'll probably know more with the hopefully 134. We might get word on how that's going to be implemented. It was also mentioned that Washington is going to be released sooner than what people do realize. They did not, but my guess is going to be a company that's going to do both dry van and reefer, so it's leading me to believe it might be Great Dane or Utility. Wabash, I believe, is all dry van. Hyundai is all dry van also. Yeah, LeVar, exactly. No, they're aware that we are wanting more owned trailers. Those will be coming. Lieutenant Colonel, yes, a long time no see. I was wondering what happened to you. I appreciate that hosting there. No, Swift does operate reefers, but a good majority of their fleet is dry van, however. And where do they want this? Oh, that's nice and easy. We'll go right in there and back in. I would say no, George, as they're going to model what that specific trailer looks like. So Wabash has a very unique looking ICC bar. Most of the other companies, they all look pretty much the same. And If you don't know what an ICC bar is, that is going to be the back bumper. Chris Alberti, thank you so much for the hosting. And how's it going today? Great to see you. Things are going good. Last week was quite busy. Brother was home for vacation, so yeah, I wasn't around. But other than that, it's not going too bad whatsoever. And nothing out of here. I actually want to get back over to New Mexico. Let's see what else we got here. Probably a lot of stuff, hopefully. And there we go, Sunshine Crops. We will go up to Global Mills in Albuquerque. And for Chris and Lieutenant Colonel, yeah, the stream title is Clickbait. My Thrustmaster T150 is going bye-bye. I've got the placing order today for the Thrustmaster TX servo base, along with the Ferrari 599 Alcantara wheel rim. So, yeah. About streaming more, George. As I mentioned earlier, I was getting burned out, so basically I cut down my streaming to not get even more burned out and quit the game. So after the last few weeks of not streaming a whole lot, I'm hoping to be back to a regular stream schedule. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays are going to be up or down along with Saturday. And then the Sundays is for trucking series. The title is Clickbait, George. I am not going anywhere. It's the last stream with my T150. Time Cheetah, how's it going today? Great to see you. Thanks for joining in. Alright, let's see, where do we gotta get our load of these nuts from? Where are they having us back in at? Alright, right over there, piece of cake. That is until Coda tries to back in there and then he screws everything all up. David, how's it going today? Great to see you. Oh yeah, the truck turns a whole lot easier in a cab over, definitely. A whole lot quicker than a KW 900, that's for sure. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have had the blue trailer. It matches with the truck a whole lot more than the white trailer. Let's get our butts up to Albuquerque so we can get these nuts dropped off. I mean, I was still out on the road when these Argosies first came out. I so bad wanted the company I was driving for to buy one and put me in there. But yeah, wasn't gonna happen. Doing awesome like a possum today, David. It is, and the truck is still available to be purchased, however, only available as a glider kit. I was online a few days last week, not an awful lot. The last day I was on there was Wednesday evening, and I had a 12-year-old kid following me around, wouldn't shut up, and it's like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. Back in the day, they did run 379, so that would actually match up very well. Well, since Viper is done modding, that would actually be a very good idea. if I was going to be right in front of the scale house, I would not use my jakes. I would literally shut them off. Probably within, I would say, 200 meters of the scale house, you really don't need to. You should be going slow enough to where, I mean, regular brakes are going to stop you. Yeah, I knew where I was at. I just wanted to... I kind of forgot what interstate I was on. So, I've got a mod for Real American gas stations that would change that Pedro back there into a Petro and also include iron skillet on there. So, I'm going to get that added in here after the stream and take a look and see how it looks. Oh yeah, unless it was raining, George, then I didn't have the jakes active. So many roads left to discover. I've got California just about done. The only two states I would have left for 100% discovery is going to be, of course, New Mexico and Arizona. California raising speed limits for trucks? Right now, that is laughable, because trucks are a moving roadblock for anybody in California. But then, at the same time, my neighboring state, Ohio, was the exact same way. Cars were at 65, trucks were at 55. Yeah, Oregon is 100% discovered. And so is Nevada, because that was actually, those were the two easiest. 10-4 on the BRB. Well, when I'm doing that, LeVar, I am running around bobtail. I have traffic turned off and fines disabled, so yeah. And is anybody sick of the stock sounds for the SCS Peterbilt? Just mention a yes or a no. And the reason I asked about the SCS Volvo is one simple thing. I think the stock sounds suck, especially when you're on Truckers MP. So what I did was I took and made myself a mod so the engines would use that of a Peterbilt 389, and then you've got a nice loud horn to go with it. Now the engine sounds cool for the Volvo on its own. I don't have a problem with the engine sound, it's the horn that I have a problem with. I mean, it sounds like a sick cow, really, to be honest with you. Well, seeing that's the horn sound that I'm using in the mod that I made for the sounds, love it, love it, love it. And that right there is a VNL 600. Also depends on where that air horn is located on, say, a 579, and that's the one that we have in game, or the new Ultraloft, or a T680. most of the time they are right behind the hood itself, more so on the driver's side. Boom! I could see that one happening as soon as that AI got into the right-hand lane. Now, wouldn't it have been awesome to see that car burst into flames when they did that? Sleepy Gamer, no, it's a clickbait title. The wheel that I currently use, which is listed down below in the video description, it's going bye-bye. Tomorrow I'm getting a delivery of the Thrustmaster TX wheelbase along with the Ferrari 599XX Alcantara wheel rim. The wheel rim I have on the T150 is 11 inches. The Alcantara edition of the Ferrari is 11.8, so it's a little bit bigger. So try to mimic more of a truck steering wheel, if you will. I am going to keep my old wheel as a backup, and at least for a little bit, in case I do have any problems with the TX servo base. If it starts working fine, chances are I might sell the T150 then. I would definitely love to see Alcoas for all the different trucks, because Peterbilt has a unique design on their rims, so does Kenworth. I mean, Mack, they can go with the regular Alcoa circles, and Freightliner definitely has one of the more unique designs in addition. Yeah, very good pictures released yesterday of the Lone Star. No mention of the Cascadia, but that might be released later this year. Of course, Pablo's not going to promise anything besides the Lone Star, which he did say is coming this year. But they are going to try to release 2 states and 2 trucks. And version 134 that we're going to be getting very shortly is going to be a maintenance update, so mostly bug fixes. Version 1.35 is going to start with DX11. I would imagine once they get the license, I could see Mack in the game. Now, what trucks we will get, I mean, no idea. They're still making the CHU and then, of course, the Anthem. And are they even making the Titans anymore? I'm not sure on that one either. Got ourselves a detour. Alright, so we're gonna have to go up and turn around and come back. Yeah, the 5700 XE, I would love to see that in game. Or even one of the older trucks, the 49 or the 4800. Yeah, Mac is more of what I call a vocational truck than an over-the-road fleet truck. Now, that's why they also released the Anthem, to see if that could get changed so Mac can get more of a presence on OTR. They're pretty much the same truck, George, but yes. Take care, guys. Be safe. Keep that shiny side up. More than likely, Keller, the hint that was given was Red Rock. So that is a very good indication of Utah. else, how are you doing this fantastic Tuesday evening? And where do they want this? That's a piece of cake park job. Yes, I did. I do keep an eye on the blog where they were released, and even the teaser video was great. I'm gonna be right back in over there, so yep, we can definitely get in there without any issues. And let's see where else we can go. Tucumcari. Oh, we haven't been across 40 yet. Let's go ahead and take that load of dried fruits down to Phoenix Freight. And the camera's going to go a little crazy here, guys. I'm going to grab myself a drink here very, very quickly. Oh, actually, I'll put it out here so you guys can see the truck so I don't make any of you sick. Not so much a new truck, Miles, but one that I've had that I haven't ran in a while. This truck is available on the Steam Workshop. It is the Freightliner Argosy. I was thinking about ducking up that way instead of making a left and then an immediate right, but we went ahead by it. What do you guys think of the Super Bowl on Sunday? Was that a sleeper or what? Yeah, the current one thing I don't like, at least on the back frame setup on this, is that red and yellow. That's very reminiscent of Europe. We do not have that kind of stuff here in America. You guys want to hear something very rare that I saw yesterday? Now, for those who don't have ETS2, ETS2 got an update yesterday. And at about 4:30, 5 o'clock my evening time here on the East Coast, there were more players in ATS on Truckers MP than there was in ETS2. I have never seen that before. Does anyone follow Frank Peru at all on Blogspot? Just another quick question. Well, if you don't, I took a look at his site the other day, and he is currently in the process of making a W990. Now, granted, the truck will be a monstrosity when it is released. There'll be warnings and whatnot through the log, and more than likely the speedometer will be in kilometers per hour instead of miles per hour. But hopefully Gellerman or maybe even Harvin will pick that mod up and make edits to it, like what has happened with the VNL and with the Mac Anthem. And even Gelman did update the CHU to get rid of a lot of the errors in the log itself too. So, I mean, here's hoping. That was a little graphical glitch there. Actually, that's hitting us all the way through Gallup here for some odd reason. Yeah, we're probably going to get pulled into this chicken coop up here. just to let you guys know, I haven't seen anything in my chat for a while, so I don't know if it's broke or not. If you have mentioned something and I haven't replied, I'm sorry, I don't see your message. Sweet, we don't need to slow down, but it looks like we're gonna have to anyway. Don't you even try to move over, Fifi. about this, then Wiener Wagon is a left lane outlaw. I've got my fingers crossed for no detour here. Alright, we're good. my bad. I do want to thank you guys for watching today. My name is Coda, and as you guys see, the channel's name is Amazing ATS. If you did enjoy today's live stream, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, hit that red subscribe button, then enable notifications by clicking on the gray bell. You will then get an email every time I go live or upload a video. I do hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday nights. As always, keep that shiny side up, and we'll see you on the flip-flop.